everybody, Peter here. So today I'm going to upload a video that I previously made and uploaded many months ago. At the time I uploaded that video, I didn't have many subscribers. I was fairly new to YouTube. I only had, I think it was 25-30 subscribers at the time. Obviously I've got a lot more now, and it's a very informative video. I've got several reasons to re-upload it. Firstly, somebody's contacted me yesterday and said they watched a video, another YouTuber who was basically explaining that there's a lot of expats who head out to Thailand and they underestimate what they'll need as a monthly living budget. They watch videos basically telling them that they can live on $500 a month, and they're absolute bullshit. And in actual fact, this is the reason why I originally made this video. It's a realistic monthly budget. If you're thinking about, after all this virus is over, if you're thinking about heading over to Thailand, you want to retire out there, then this is a budget I put together. It's realistic, it includes everything. And as I say, my motivation to make the video at that time was because I was pretty pissed off seeing these videos where guys were just saying, you know, they were clickbait thumbnails. In other words, they'd put statements on these thumbnails just to get people to click their videos, and they're absolute rubbish actually. I live and have a good time in Thailand for $500 a month, which you can't, and you'll see why when you watch my video today. So whether you're retiring or you're intending to live out there, again, this guy yesterday who contacted me, he'd watched another YouTube creator, and the guy, he was actually saying, you know, if you know of anybody who's got a decent video on a monthly budget, to send it to him. I'm not going to send it myself. Maybe somebody else can send it to him. But that's it. The only thing I didn't mention way back then when I made that video, I'll mention that now, is if you do retire to Thailand, obviously it will help your budget a lot if you choose to live outside of Bangkok, Pattaya or Phuket. Obviously they're tourist areas, they're much more expensive. Somewhere like Hua Hin, for instance, it is a tourist area, but it's a lot cheaper than the three locations I've just mentioned. There are about 12 to 15,000 expats living in Hua Hin. They've got shopping malls, bars and entertainment areas, so you're not going to miss out on anything. So without further ado, let me upload this video for you now. Let me drop this video in now, and you can see actually how much you need to survive in Thailand. And I would say even by today, even by the date today, I would say that this monthly budget is still relevant. Prices haven't gone up too much since I made that video a few months ago. So have a look at this and see what you think, and you know, maybe you can give me some comments at the end. Okay, so here we go. And these guys who put out these videos saying that you can get by on $300-400 US dollars a month, they're absolutely crap. There's no way. And even if you could, you wouldn't be living, you'd be surviving, you'd be living in poverty. Excuse me. And what's the point of flying 6,000 miles, say, from the UK to go and live in a country in absolute poverty? So $400-500 US dollars, I'm going to prove to you today that it's not likely. In fact, I'd say it's impossible. I've got a budget here that I've worked out for you. This includes everything. Another thing those guys don't include is all the hidden costs, things like medical, visas. I've broken everything down for you, everything I think you need. If you're on a fixed income, a limited budget, I'll go through all these prices with you today, and at the end of it, I'll give you my recommendation, how much I think you need to sustain your life in Thailand at a fairly comfortable level, not poverty level. And at the end of this video, I will put a card up that lists out all the expenses, and I'll convert that to US dollars, Australian dollars and UK pounds. I wouldn't jump straight to the card because I need to explain to you why I've included some of these costs. But if you when I finish with this is a realistic budget, guys, and if you go by this, you should get on okay if you are planning to retire in Thailand or live out there for a year or a bit more permanently than that. Okay, so let's jump straight in. Now, the first cost you got to think about is your visa. These guys never mention visas, and they're very expensive. You can't live in Thailand without a visa, just like you can't live in any other country if you're not from that country. A retirement visa, what's involved? I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty because there's literally thousands of videos on YouTube about visa requirements. But what I will tell you is you're looking at a figure of somewhere of around 40,000 baht a year.
If we break that down over 12 months, we're looking at 3,333 baht a month. Now, even if you're not eligible for a retirement visa, perhaps you're going to marry a Thai girl, that's a different issue. I won't discuss that today, but that would certainly make the visa application a lot simpler. I do know people who stay long term in Thailand. They're not 50 at retirement age, but what they've got to do is go up to Cambodia, cross the border. They'll have to pay to get up there. They stay in a hotel. They've got to take taxis to the embassy. They get 2 months. That has to be extended for another month when they get back, and they do that 4 times a year. There's a lot of cost involved, so you're not really saving a lot compared to retirement visa. So let's take the figure of as I say, about 40,000 baht a year. That's quite reasonable. And as I've just said, if you work that out over 12 months, that comes up to 3,333 baht a month. Now, you're going to need somewhere to live, a condo. Now, depending on where you choose to live, i.e. up in Isan, Bangkok, Pattaya, the price can vary considerably. I've got a friend who lives in Hua Hin. He pays 5,000 baht for a room, and it's very, very nice, but you wouldn't get what he's got for that money in Bangkok. So we'll take it as if you want to live in Bangkok. I'm not talking about a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm talking about a reasonable sized room with an air-conditioned unit and a ensuite shower room and toilet, perhaps a small balcony. You're looking anywhere between 8 and 12,000 baht, depending on the location. Let's take the middle figure of 10,000 baht a month. And as I say, that's just for a room. You're going to want aircon on, especially when you go to sleep, so you'll have an electric bill. And again, this is very variable. The government charge 4 baht a unit, but your landlord can charge you up to 9 baht a unit. So I've taken the figure of 1,500 baht a month for your electric. And you've got to pay for your water. Now, I'm not talking about drinking water, that comes later. I'm talking about the water that comes out of the shower head and the tap for cleaning, flushing your toilet. I know guys who pay 200, 250 baht a month. I know other people who pay 500, 600 baht. So again, I've gone in the middle, 400 baht. So that's the fixed costs that you can't get out of. So with a visa, condo, electric and water, just those costs alone on the figures I've given you come up to 15,233 baht, which is 507 US dollars. So as you can see, guys, we've already blown that budget out of the window. The one that says you can live on $400 or $500 a month, we've blown that out the window, and we haven't even talked about food yet or other necessities. Okay, so let's talk about food now. Let's just assume that you can live on Thai food. You need 3 meals a day. You're only going to eat Thai food. I love Thai food, but I don't know if I could eat 3 meals a day and nothing else, but let's assume you can. Okay, so we're looking at, say, 50 baht a meal. That's reasonable. You can get cheaper if you sit on a food cart in the street, but I don't know anybody who'd want to eat every single meal off a food cart. Occasionally, it's okay. That's 150 baht a day. Over 30 days a month, you're talking 4,500 baht, which equates to 150 US dollars. So the new figure with your food and your fixed cost is now 20,240 baht, and that equates to $674. Now, I did check the dollar rate yesterday. It was, I think it was about 30 baht and 89 satang. That's up and down. The baht's all over the place at the moment. Just for simple figures, I've done 30 baht to $1. So at the end of this, you know, you can add $5, $10 either way. It's not going to make a huge difference. Right, we'll move on with the other things I think you need to budget for when you're there. You're going to need liquids. You're going to need water in your room. You're going to need soft drinks when you're out and about. You're not going to be sitting in your room all the time. A couple of cans of Coke or a can of Coke and some water. I think 40 baht a day is more than reasonable. That comes up to 1,200 baht a month that you'd have to budget in. Transport, you're going to need to get around. If you're in a city like Hua Hin, taxis are not reliable there. You'd want to rent a motorbike. They're about 150 baht a day. I always rent a Honda Click or something when I'm there. You know, I'll pay 150 baht a day, as I say, but if I went to the motorbike shop that I go to and I told the lady that I was going to have it for 3 months, 6 months, I feel pretty sure I could get it for 3,000 baht a month, which is £100 a day. We'll also budget 100 baht a day for Bangkok, for the Sky Train or Underground, tuk-tuks, motorbikes, taxis. That's not too much, 100 baht a day. Obviously, some days you'll use more, some days less, but we'll take 100 baht across the board over the month, which obviously is 3,000 baht a month. Now, every now and again, although you're living off Thai food, you will want a treat. You will want some Western food. You're not going to live there for the next 10 years and never have anything Western again, even if you're on a budget. So let's say you want to treat yourself once a week. Now, I'm not talking about five-star dining or going out for a steak and a glass of champagne. I'm talking about fast food, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King. You're going to want one of them, say, once a week. They're very, very expensive in Thailand, 250 baht. For a full meal. So let's budget one of them a week, which brings your monthly budget on fast food up to 1,000 baht a month. Now, as I've already said, you're not going to be a hermit when you go there. There's no point flying across the other side of the world and sitting in your room watching TV like a lemon. You are going to want to go out. Now, on a limited budget, you're not going to be able to go out around the go-go bars in Nana Plaza or Soy Cowboy. You're certainly not going to be able to afford to buy lots of lady drinks and entertain the ladies. Your social life will be going out to a quietish bar with maybe a friend. So for the sake of this budget, I've put that you're going to go out for a drink twice a week. You'll meet a friend twice a week. And on the night that you go out, you'll spend, you'll drink 5 beers. I think that's reasonable. They're only small. If you're out all evening, 5 beers isn't a huge amount. So that's 5 a night, twice a week, 10 beers, comes to 1,000 baht. Do that 4 weeks in a row. That's 4,000 baht for socializing. You're going to need to get a taxi home 2 nights a week. You're not going to be able to drive your motorbike. If you've had a drink, you're likely to get stopped, or even worse, you'll fall off your motorbike and break something. So let's say 480 baht a month. That's 2 taxis at 60 baht each. Now, you're going to have to wash your clothes. Personally, when I'm there, I just leave it in a laundry. I'm a bit lazy. I pay for the convenience. But if I was living there full time, I would probably buy the washing powder and do it myself. All the apartment buildings have washing machines downstairs now. I think about 200 baht, that would cover a lot of clothes over a month, no more than that. And that includes your washing powder as well. Another thing these guys don't mention in their budgets is medicine and medical. Now, everybody gets sick, not only older people, young guys get sick as well. You can have an accident. Imagine this scenario, you're on your motorbike, you have an accident, you break something, you've got to go in hospital. Now, the hospitals in Thailand are very, very good, but they are run as businesses, so you're going to pay for everything. Your room, your food, your aftercare, your medicine, your consultation with a doctor, operation if necessary. Now, just imagine your bill is 200,000-300,000 baht. You don't have medical insurance and you haven't got that money sitting in the bank. You're going to have a problem, believe me. And even medicine, prescription medicine. I mean, I'm getting on a bit now. I haven't got one foot in the grave just yet, but I take some prescription medical. When I was in Thailand a few weeks ago, I forgot to take my medicine with me. The 2 items that I had to buy would come up to about 1,800 baht, which it wasn't too bad really. That would have been a month's supply. Something I haven't put into the budget, but it's something you should definitely think about, especially if you're a retiree, and that is medical insurance. I haven't looked into it in great depth, but from talking to other people, as I understand it, you can get some very, very good coverage for anywhere between 100 and 200 US dollars. That's a big gap, I know, but you'd have to go and research that yourself. So I have actually budgeted 1,000 baht a month for medicines. That ain't a lot really, but it's something. And as I say, these guys don't put anything into a budget. And then I'll put, right, when you're out and about in a day, you'll also, you're not, like I say, you're going to want to socialise a little bit in the daytime as well. You're going to want a drink while you're out, maybe a coffee. I've put that fairly cheap, 90 baht. I mean, I think you'll pay more for it in Starbucks, especially on Sukhumvit. I don't know about the other Starbucks. 90 baht a day for a coffee or a tea, something like that. 2,700 baht a month. You're going to need a mobile phone. You're going to want to contact people by line and WhatsApp. A mobile phone package you can get for as little as 200 baht going up to 1,500 baht, depending on what you want. I've put 500 baht down for this budget. You're going to want internet in your condo. In theory, you could use your phone. You can send emails from your phone. You can look at the internet. But then you're going to need a better package than 500 baht. So you might as well get a package of fixed internet in your condo, and then you can keep your mobile phone bill lower. I mean, when you're out and about, you can hook onto everybody's Wi-Fi now. I mean, when I'm out waiting for friends in Soi 4, Sukhumvit Soi 4, every bar I go into, I'll get a password and I'll go onto their Wi-Fi, and every single bar's got fast Wi-Fi. It's not like when I was there 25 years ago. So when you're out, you don't need to worry about it. But 500 baht for your mobile in your condo. You can pay more. It depends what sort of a package you're looking for. And then finally, I put another 500 baht a week just to cover eventualities, things you might forgot off the top of my head. You need to buy cleaning products for your apartment, for your room. You'd need toilet paper, that sort of thing. And I'm sure there's other bits and pieces that you'd need. Not huge amounts, but 500 baht a week should cover it. As I say, I am trying to include everything because this is a realistic budget. It's not a fairy tale like those other ones I was watching last week. So far, just with that lot, the whole total for everything, your fixed cost, your visa, your food, all the listings that I've just read out, you're talking 38,320 baht, give or take. That equates to $1,277. Now, we've pretty much covered everything, but what we haven't covered is things like emergencies. Now, if you've got a family member gets sick and you've got to fly home to the States or the UK, you're looking at $700-800 for a return ticket. You're going to need to replace your clothes, even if you're not a snappy dresser. Clothes are cheap in Thailand if you just buy regular clothes from the markets. I'm not talking about designer, gear. You can buy a t-shirt off a market for 100 baht. You'll need to replace your shoes. So even if clothes aren't your thing, you will need to replace clothes when they wear out. And that's pretty much it. Now, do I think that's enough? Personally, no. I wouldn't go out there on a budget of $1,277. It can be done. I do know of a friend. He lives in Thailand. He spends about 25,000 baht a month, but his visa's paid for by his company. He lives about 18 kilometers out of the centre of Bangkok. He's in a little apartment, and it is an apartment. It's 6,500 baht. That's because it's way out of the centre of town. But he does okay. But as I say, he doesn't have to pay for his visa. That's a major cost. What about my recommendation? What do I think? Okay, so that total comes up to 1,277. If we said we also want $100 for medical insurance, and you want a little bit of a buffer just for eventualities. So if you didn't use that money, it would accumulate in the bank, which is great because that'd give you a good feeling of security. Excuse me, keep looking up there, guys. My CCTV's there and I keep seeing movement. What would I recommend? $1,500 I think is safe. You'd have to watch it. That's 45,000 baht a month, and you'd have to watch what you're spending. But for 45,000 baht a month, you've got a little bit of a buffer there, and I think you could live a good, reasonable life in Thailand. You could enjoy yourself as a retiree. It's not too tight, but it's certainly a lot more than these $400 budgets that these idiots put out there on YouTube.